Amy stood by the barn, the morning sun behind her. In her hand was a worn envelope, one she never expected to see again. As she opened it, her hands shook. The name signed at the bottom stopped her breath. Ty, the man she once thought was lost forever. Now, he was writing to her. What happened to him? Why now? And most of all, could she forgive him? Ty Borden was the heart of Heartland. His love for Amy was the kind that made viewers believe in soulmates. But everything changed when Ty disappeared. It wasn't just a character exit. It was a wound one the show never truly healed. Fans were shocked. One moment Ty was there, holding Amy, working with horses, raising Lindy, and the next he was gone. Not just physically, but completely written out with very little explanation. His exit didn't feel like a goodbye. It felt unfinished. The official reason for Ty's departure was said to be a tragic infection caused by a gunshot wound. But for many viewers, the suddenness of his death felt strange. There were no deep goodbyes, no hospital moments with Amy, no proper closure. Just a sudden loss and then a massive time skip. It left a hole in both the story and Amy's heart. And that's where the questions began. Across forums and fan pages, theories started to grow. What if Ty didn't die? What if he went into hiding to protect Amy and Lindy? Some fans pointed out how quick and clean the explanation was. Others noticed that certain shots and dialogue in later seasons hinted that Amy still felt Ty's presence, that maybe she knew something we didn't. It wasn't just viewers grasping at hope. The way Amy handled her grief seemed too calm, too controlled, almost like she was waiting. Heartland never gave us a proper funeral scene either. Just a quiet ranch, trying to move on. And while this might have been a creative choice, many believe it was intentional to keep the door open. Now, in season 19, things are shifting. The new trailer drops hints that Amy's past is coming back. And part of that past is Ty. Could this be the moment fans have been waiting for? One rumor making waves online is about a letter Amy receives. In episode 1, insiders claim that the letter doesn't just mention Ty, it feels like it was written by him. Some even believe Ty is alive, and this season will explore the truth behind his disappearance. Was he forced to leave? Was there danger we never knew about? Did someone make him vanish? All of this puts Amy at the center once again. Her silence about Ty could mean more than grief. It could mean she knew, or at least suspected, that Ty wasn't truly gone. The ranch is quiet, but her heart may not be. If Ty is alive, why didn't he come back sooner? What could make a man leave his family behind for so long? And most importantly, how would Amy react if Ty really stood before her once more? Would she break down in joy or in rage? Would she forgive or shut the door? Heartland season 19 is shaping up to be a season of answers, but also, maybe, more questions. The return of Ty, whether real or through memory, has already brought back the fire fans once felt. And if the show truly brings him back into Amy's life, it might be the most emotional twist Heartland has ever delivered. Amy was never one to show her pain openly. She carried it like a quiet storm, strong on the outside, but inside breaking piece by piece. After Ty's disappearance, she didn't scream or lash out. She just kept going, feeding the horses, raising Lindy, smiling when others were watching. But anyone truly paying attention could see it. Amy wasn't healing. She was surviving. In the seasons after Ty's exit, Amy's grief wasn't loud, it was buried. But buried pain never disappears. It festers. And as the days turned into years, fans began to notice something strange in Amy's behavior. She wasn't angry. She wasn't hopeless. She seemed waiting, as if she hadn't fully accepted that Ty was gone, as if a part of her still believed he might come back. This season, that emotional quiet is starting to crack. The trailer shows Amy in moments we haven't seen in a long time, looking out at the fields with tears in her eyes, clutching something close to her chest. Her voice trembles as she says, "I think it's time I let go." But what does letting go really mean? Is she finally accepting Ty's death? Or is she forgiving him for leaving her behind? The forgiveness part is what's got fans talking. Because it's not just about mourning anymore, it's about confronting the truth. If Ty left on his own, if he chose to disappear to protect his family or for reasons unknown, then Amy's heartbreak isn't just about loss. It's about betrayal. And yet, in the new season, she's shown softening, even smiling in moments where we expected bitterness. Could this be the start of a deeper transformation? Some leaks from the set hint at an emotional flashback scene where Amy is seen reading old messages from Ty. One particular message, not shown before, may contain an apology, a real one. "I didn't want to go. I had no choice." That single sentence could be the beginning of her journey back to peace, not just for her own heart, but for her daughter, Lindy, who deserves to know her father beyond just pictures and stories. Forgiveness isn't easy, especially not for someone like Amy, who gave Ty everything: her trust, her future, her home. But sometimes forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about freeing yourself. And maybe, just maybe, Amy is finally ready to stop carrying that weight. This emotional arc could redefine Amy's character. For years, she's been the strong one, the hoarse whisperer, the glue of Heartland. But now, we might get to see her as something else, someone vulnerable, someone healing, someone brave enough to feel again. And in doing so, Heartland may give us one of its most honest storylines yet. As the season unfolds, all eyes are on Amy. Will she fully let go of the past? Or will she uncover a truth that changes everything she thought she knew? One thing is certain: this season isn't about moving on, it's about making peace with the storm inside. It wasn't just a letter. It was a time bomb sealed in paper, hidden in a dusty corner of the barn where only Amy would find it. She wasn't looking for answers that morning, just a tool from the shelf. But what she found instead turned her world upside down. The handwriting was unmistakable, rough, rushed, but real. Ty's handwriting. It had been years since she'd seen it, and now it was staring back at her. The contents of the letter haven't been revealed officially, but fans and insider rumors are all pointing in the same direction. This message is from Ty, and it doesn't just talk about the past. It explains it. It doesn't just say goodbye, it apologizes. It warns. And most importantly, it opens the door to a truth no one was prepared for. Imagine opening a letter from the man you loved, the man you thought died in your arms, and reading words like, "I had to disappear to keep you safe. Don't hate me." That's the kind of emotional storm Amy now faces. Not just grief, but betrayal, confusion, and something deeper. The sense that everything she believed was a lie. What if Ty never wanted to leave? What if someone forced him? There are whispers in the Heartland fandom that Ty got tangled up in something dangerous, something even Jack didn't know about. Illegal veterinary work, witness protection, a hidden criminal threat. Far-fetched? Maybe. But this is Heartland, where even the calmest pastures hide wild stories beneath. This letter could be the beginning of a mystery that reshapes season 19 entirely. Maybe the show is building toward a reveal that Ty's exit wasn't a death, it was an escape. And if that's the case, then Amy forgiving him isn't the end of the story. It's the start of a new one. Some fans believe that the letter was meant to be delivered years ago but was intercepted, maybe by someone who wanted to keep Ty hidden. Others say the letter wasn't even meant for Amy, but for Lindy, and it got lost in storage. Either way, its arrival now changes everything. In the trailer, we see Amy sitting alone with the letter. She doesn't cry. She doesn't smile. She just holds it close, like it's a piece of Ty she's afraid to lose all over again. That silent moment says more than words ever could. Because when someone you love leaves without warning and then reaches out after years of silence, the pain doesn't go away. It deepens. But this letter also offers something Heartland fans haven't had since Ty's exit. Hope. Hope that his story isn't over. Hope that he's not just a memory, but a man still out there. A man who made hard choices. A man who might come back. And if Ty really does return physically or through more hidden letters, videos, or messages, then Heartland isn't just telling a story of healing. It's telling a story of redemption, survival, and love that refused to die. Amy now holds more than a piece of paper. She holds the next chapter of her life. And the question every viewer is asking, will she read on? Or will she burn it and finally walk away? For years, Amy's heart belonged to one man. Ty wasn't just her husband, he was her best friend, her safe place, her home. So when he disappeared, it felt like time stood still. Amy didn't just lose a partner, she lost her future. But now, With season 19 teasing Ty's shadow returning and a mysterious letter unlocking the past, fans are asking a burning question. Is Amy finally ready to love again? The answer might not be simple. In the trailer, there's a moment that stops viewers cold. Amy standing beside a man tall, unfamiliar, but with a quiet calm. He reaches for her horse, and she smiles. Not a forced smile, a real one. For the first time since Ty, it looks like Amy's walls might be cracking. But who is he? And more importantly, does Amy want someone new? Or is she just trying to move on from a ghost? Rumors say this new character is a ranch vet, someone who understands Amy's world but doesn't try to fill Ty's shoes. That alone is refreshing. Because Amy doesn't need saving, she needs someone who lets her be strong and soft at the same time. Someone who sees the woman she is now, not the girl she was with Ty. But the timing of his arrival is messy. With the mysterious letter pointing back to Ty, Amy's heart is pulled in two directions. The memory of a love that shaped her, and the possibility of a new one that could heal her, and fans are split. Some say Amy deserves happiness, even if it's with someone new. Others argue she should wait. What if Ty is still alive? What if he's coming back? Can she risk opening her heart only to have the past knock on her door again? There's also the added pressure of Lindy. Amy isn't just a woman healing, she's a mother. Introducing someone new isn't just about her feelings. It's about trust, stability, and whether this new person can accept the shadow of Ty that will always hang in the background. Because no matter how many years pass, Ty is still Lindy's father, and in many ways, still Amy's greatest love. Season 19 seems to be playing with this emotional storm. The possibility of a new romance is there, but it's cautious. It's layered. It's raw. Amy isn't running into someone's arms. She's testing the water, afraid to feel again but too tired to keep pretending she doesn't. And here's where Heartland might surprise us. Maybe Amy won't jump into a new romance. Maybe the season is less about finding someone new and more about finding herself. Maybe, just maybe, love will come not from a man, but from finally forgiving Ty, letting go of guilt, and learning to smile without pain. Or maybe the man in the trailer becomes something more. Maybe he helps her open up again, slowly, carefully. Not replacing Ty, but standing beside the memory. Not in front of it. The future of Amy's love life is not about replacing the past. It's about choosing whether to keep living in it or finally step forward into something unknown, something real, something hers. And as viewers, we're left wondering, is Amy ready to love again? Or is her heart still waiting for the sound of boots walking up the ranch porch? The sound of Ty? Just as Amy begins to confront her past and question her future, the people closest to her start unraveling too. The Heartland ranch may look peaceful on the outside, but inside, old wounds are reopening, and family tensions are bubbling beneath the surface. This season, it's not just about Amy and Ty, it's about how everyone else deals with the cracks that Ty's absence and possible return have left behind. Jack, the rock of the family, seems more shaken than ever. For years, he held everyone together with quiet strength. But Ty's disappearance left a scar even Jack can't hide. He blamed himself for not seeing the signs, for not protecting the family, for not stopping the heartbreak. And now, as whispers about Ty's letter and mysterious survival grow louder, Jack's silence is deafening. He's not denying anything, but he's not confirming it either. Some fans believe Jack knows more than he lets on. Maybe he received a message from Ty long ago. Maybe he promised to keep it secret to protect Amy and Lindy. But as season 19 unfolds, Jack's loyalty may be tested. Does he keep the truth buried to protect Amy from more pain? Or does he finally reveal what he knows and risk destroying the fragile piece they've rebuilt? Meanwhile, Lou is battling fires of her own. As mayor and sister, she's torn between public duty and private chaos. Her leadership has always been firm, but this season, she's under pressure like never before. The ranch is under threat from new land buyers. The town is restless. And now Amy is being pulled into a storm of emotion that could unravel everything. Lou wants to help, but she also wants control. And her attempts to guide Amy might feel more like pressure than support. Lou and Amy have always shared a strong bond. But in season 19, that bond is tested. Amy is no longer the younger sister who needs advice. She's a mother, a survivor, a woman on the edge of major change. And Lou's instinct to fix things might backfire, pushing Amy to retreat instead of open up. Their sisterhood could reach a breaking point, especially if Lou disapproves of Amy's choices, romantic or otherwise. And then there's Tim, never one to sit quietly. Tim has always had a habit of charging in, full of emotion and little patience. This season, he's suspicious of the letter, of the timing, of this possible new man in Amy's life. Some believe Tim will go digging into Ty's past and uncover things the others aren't ready to face. He might think he's protecting his daughter, but his actions could cause more harm than help. There's a rumor that Tim crosses a line this season, contacting someone from Ty's past, maybe even someone connected to his disappearance. If that's true, the ripple effect could shatter what little peace remains at Heartland. Amy, already torn between memory and hope, may feel betrayed by her own father. And if the truth that Tim finds is darker than anyone imagined, it could rock the entire family to its core. What makes Heartland so powerful isn't just the horses or the romance, it's the family. But in season 19, that very family may be pushed to the edge, with secrets resurfacing, loyalties shifting, and emotions running high. The people who once stood together could find themselves on opposite sides. Jack, Lou, and Tim each carry their own grief and guilt about Ty. And now, as Amy faces her biggest emotional test yet, their choices could either guide her to healing or drive a wedge through the family forever. Because the truth is, Ty's disappearance didn't just leave Amy alone. It left an entire family haunted. And now, as that truth threatens to come back into the light, so does the pain they all tried to bury. Heartland has always stood as a symbol of peace. Rolling fields, galloping horses, warm kitchens, and strong family bonds. But this season, that peace is under siege. And it's not just emotional, it's physical. For the first time in years, the land itself, the very soul of Heartland, is in danger. And what's worse, the threat may be linked to Ty's long-buried past. It begins with whispers, developers scouting land just over the hills. Not just any developers, but ones with deep pockets and sharp intentions. Their eyes are on the untouched beauty of Hudson, especially properties like Heartland that sit on prime territory. What they see is opportunity. What the family sees is invasion. Jack, already haunted by the secrets surrounding Ty's disappearance, senses something isn't right. He's lived long enough to smell trouble before it arrives. And this feels different. One of the men pushing the land deals isn't a stranger. He's connected to a shadow from Ty's past. The same shadow that may have forced him to vanish. Amy, caught between deciphering the letter and protecting Lindy, starts noticing strange signs around the ranch. Locked gates mysteriously open. Footprints in the soil where no one should have been. Drones flying too low too often. At first, she thinks it's her anxiety talking. But soon, she realizes someone is watching them. Lou steps in with her political power, trying to stop zoning changes that would allow commercial construction near their property. But every time she pushes, the developers push harder. Legal threats begin to pile up. One of their neighbors receives a buyout offer and vanishes overnight. Another finds their barn mysteriously burned down. The message is clear: sell or suffer. The tension reaches a breaking point when Lindy disappears briefly during a community event. Panic sets in. She's found safe minutes later, but shaken, and she says someone asked her about her daddy. That's when Amy realizes this isn't just about land. It's personal. Someone out there knows something about Ty. And now they're circling back to where it all started, Heartland. Tim, fiery and reckless as ever, wants to confront the man behind it. Jack urges caution. Lou wants legal solutions. But Amy? She's torn between protecting the ranch and uncovering the truth. If these people had something to do with Ty's disappearance, if they force him to go silent to protect his family, then maybe the answers are right in front of her. Fans have been piecing together trailer clips and behind-the-scenes footage that show a barn fire, a hospital scene, and Amy screaming in the rain. Could the developers be pushing things too far? Could someone get hurt? This isn't just a fight over land anymore, it's a battle for Heartland's legacy, and perhaps the final spark that brings Ty's story to light. The wrench is more than wood and dirt. It's memories, love, pain, and history. And now, it's a battlefield. Amy is done being silent. If someone's trying to bury the truth again, she's ready to dig it up no matter the cost, because sometimes the place you love most is the place everyone else wants to destroy. And sometimes the only way to save it is to face the ghosts that started it all. It's the question that's haunted viewers for seasons, not just whispered in fan forums or debated in comment sections, but felt deeply, like an ache. Will Ty come back? Or is he truly gone forever? For years, the show walked a tightrope between finality and possibility. A quiet exit, a quiet grief, but never a clear, undeniable end. And now, in season 19, the silence is breaking and fans want answers. From the very first teaser, it was clear this season would stir up the past. That one shot of Amy finding the mysterious letter, her expression frozen somewhere between hope and heartbreak, cracked the emotional wall wide open. Suddenly, the idea of Ty's return didn't feel impossible, it felt inevitable. But what kind of return are we talking about? Some fans believe in a physical return, a twist that Ty never died, that he was forced into hiding or trapped in something